Want to welcome you in here for a moment, and this is Meet Me in the Morning. And I want to bring to you, I have a lot of content in this video. I'm going to keep it as short as I can. Aside from all that, there's really two questions that I want you to dial into right now. Where are you is a very important question. Good morning, Lori. Where are you is number one. And I mean, where are you mentally? Where are you emotionally? Where are you spiritually? And then number two, what do you most need? What do you most need? These are two basic questions that are relevant in all times, but especially now. So I really want you to, if you forget everything that I talk about on this call today, if you forget everything, I want you to remember these questions and get a pen, write it down. Be intentional now. Don't just coast. Some of you, maybe that's what you need to do. But for most of us, it's about a call to consciousness and two questions. Where are you? Where are you right now? And mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. And what do you most need? Welcome, everyone. My name's Austin. I'm the creator and founder of Flashpoint, the art and science of your big breakthrough. And it is Flashpoint Friday. We have some great information on there. But where are you and what do you most need? This is what I want you to dial into right now. I want you to dial into, and I got audio playing in the background here, but what do you most need today? Breathe. Stop, take a moment and breathe. If you have a good 5 or 10 minutes, I want you to stay with me this morning. I want you to grab this because I'm also going to be sharing with you a book that I've been reading out of called Self-Reliance. Now more than ever, we need to be self-reliant. We need to figure out what's in our own best interest as this massive collective thing that's happening right now globally that's impacting everyone. What's most important is this, and we talked about it on last night's call. And this is my quote. It's actually in the Flashpoint book. Where you're coming from is more important than where you're going to. Now that may seem paradoxical to many people, but you don't have to figure that out or understand that now. We're celebrating a birthday here. Whose birthday? Lizzie, is it your birthday? Happy birthday to you. All right, let me jump in. I'm going to read from this book right now. I want you to grab this. I want you to get a pen and paper. I want you to step into this moment. I'm going to read these questions again. Where are you now? Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. And what do you most need now, today? Okay, so write those questions down. Forget them for a moment. And I'm going to jump into today's reading. It's called Lifting the Weight. Now, normally I read these in advance. It's part of my morning ritual. But I'm going to just read it and see what it reveals. Your mom's birthday. Well, happy birthday, Mom. That's wonderful. All right. Lifting the Weight, March 27th, book by John Jantsch, the self-reliant entrepreneur. He takes a reading from the Transcendentalist period, which is the late 1800s, which everything is cyclical. It's really ironic that I feel like we're in a little bit of that right now. Lifting the Weight, March 27th. The stigma gone. Let me start over. Some of this old English. Ready? The stigma gone. Hester heaved a long, deep sigh in which the burden of shame and anguish departed from her spirit. Oh, exquisite relief! She had not known the weight until she felt the freedom. Wow. That was written by Nathaniel Hawthorne, which I just quoted recently because that's from the Scarlet Letter, and that the published date just happened. I forget what the date was. It was just recently, whatever it was, however many years ago. And let me read this again because the author's going to have a reflection here. But let me read this again. The stigma gone. Hester heaved a long, deep sigh in which the burden of shame and anguish departed from her spirit. Oh, exquisite relief! She had not known the weight until she felt the freedom. Think about that. Have you ever been in a situation where you felt the freedom, but you didn't even know it because the weight that you've been carrying became so normalized? Think about that in your own world, and think about that in the collective sense of what's happening now. Good girl, come here. Liberty wants to put her 2 cents in. All right, here's the author's reflection on that. Have you ever labored under a deadline? I know I have. Constantly procrastinating, making excuses, checking Facebook, only to determine that right now is the perfect time to tidy up your closet. I know exactly what he's talking about here. But then April 14th rolls around, and the day before your taxes are due, you put in the work and you meet the deadline only to experience an amazing feeling of relief, a rich physical lightness of being. The problem is we don't realize how thoroughly our subconscious runs the show at times. Come here, girl. All right, Liberty's going to chime in. Come here, girl. How much weight it applies to anything it deems painful or even slightly uncomfortable. Come here, girl. Come here. Good girl. So Liberty wants to chime in and let you know how she feels about it. Faced with even greater pain, not meeting a deadline and receiving a large fine, we gather the strength to finally wrest back control. The key, of course, is to never allow yourself to lose control in the first place. Well, yes, that would be nice, wouldn't it? The solution lies in freeing up enough space for deep work. Freeing up enough space for deep work. Think about that for a minute. You can't accomplish your most important, most pressing, high payoff work unless you permit yourself and your brain power long runways of time to think and accomplish. Think about this. We have a quote in my saying. It says, give yourself time, space, and grace. Time, space, and grace. Block out that time or you'll never find it. Today, identify the one most important thing on your to-do list and don't even think about anything else until you've accomplished it. This hits a target with me too. Feel lighter already, don't you? So his question is, what is your most important task today? I don't even like the word task, to be honest. It's just not the right word. Like, I would say, what do you most need today? What is most relevant today? What is the most important thing while getting out of this state of I must, I have to, I gotta? I lived in that state, and we slipped there. Listen, if you're like me, you're going to go there too. You're going to say, I must, I have to, I gotta, I must, I have to, I gotta. But I claim that language is the language of a victim most of the time. Because when you say I have to, I must, I gotta, you're basically saying like you have no control over it. Somebody's forcing you to do it. You always have a choice. So dial into these questions. And if you have a share for me, like please, by share, Lizzie's saying time of self-care. And to go back to what the author said, do you need more runway? Are you putting undue pressure on yourself to get stuff done and you're slipping into that anxious state? One of the good books I read, it says be anxious for nothing. Or I say avoid being anxious altogether. Avoid being anxious altogether. And can you come from a place of peaceful power, on purpose, poised and planned, ready for the future? You can, okay? I'm here to tell you, you can. You've been wired for it. You've been wired for it, and it's in you. It's in you. Thanks, Rosario. Hopefully you got the booking link, my friend, so we can talk soon here. So I just want to give you a couple things here. I am going to offer a couple things because it's just important. So if I'm offering something to you, it's important, all right? You choose what's in your best interest. But what I want to share with you today is Flashpoint Friday. So the podcast is going out today. I interview Amanda Lira. If you've ever had an experience where mental health or past trauma showed up in your body, this is an interview for you. Some of you have some stuff showing up in your body that you think is in isolation, like we talked about last night with Dr. Stacy. But there's more to the story, and some of it could be past trauma. So you're going to hear about Amanda's story. Actually, I have her book here. Let me see if I can grab it. Where is it? I will find her book and share that with you. It's called If I Am So Zen, Why Is My Hair Falling Out? She was actually losing her hair, and it was because of past trauma and mental health. That podcast is going to be released today at 12:30. And I have a private community. I'm going to share the link because these videos that I'm doing right now are going to be moved to a private community. I love you all, but my bandwidth is getting lighter, and I just, I'm doing this because of what's happening now, but I want to bring you over to a private community where I'm going to do more videos like this. I have a community called Power Forward Community. That's an intimate group. That's like a smaller group of people. And then I'm going to move everyone over. I'm going to put the link here for you. And I just dropped the link in there. You can request to join that community if you want to stay with me and you want to track along. So I'm going to do a series of things here, and then I'm going to move over to the private community eventually. And also, if you are looking for a financial battle plan, if you will, because listen, yesterday I put the number up there, 3.3 million people went for unemployment. It's a record number. So we know that people are looking for answers. If you need a battle plan and you're saying, what should I do? What's my plan of action in this financial crisis? I've actually partnered with Laurel Langmeyer, and Laurel's author of 5 New York Times bestsellers. She's been on Oprah. They call her the Millionaire Maker. I know it sounds like a fancy moniker, but it's actually the truth. I mean, it's like she is just this incredible resource. She's made money in all markets. She is doing a series of videos right now, and she has a thing called Financial First Aid Kit. So I'm going to post that link here. Actually, I'm going to do that right now, because these are things that are going to serve you. You know, if you don't have a plan and you're looking for a plan, then you want to grab a hold of this. That's the bottom line. It's a $77 investment for this. And I normally don't do this, right? I normally don't do this, but when it comes to sales, if there's something that is going to benefit you, I mean, we could look up what's the average person spend a day on Amazon or whatever the numbers are at the bar, So this is something that you can get right now at $77. Get active, become an active force in your life. Become an active force in your life. So I just put the link up there for that. Flashpoint Fridays today. And let's get back. I'm going to close it up here. Let's get back to the question. What was the question? What was the question that I started with? Do you remember? Where are you right now mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically? Give yourself time, space, and grace. Thank you for whoever put that in there. Hey, Lisa's back on. Yeah, thanks, Rosero, for typing that in. Give yourself time, space, and grace. We're too hard on ourselves. We are too freaking hard on ourselves. Excuse the language, but that's the truth. And I beat that drum for many years. And not only beat the drum, I would take the thing that I was beating the drum with, I'd take that and, whack myself over the head. You idiot, you're stupid. How could you do that? You'll never get it, blah, blah, blah. You know what? Let go of that. It's time to build yourself up. If anything, now's the time to build yourself up, right? Maybe you didn't build the ark, maybe you didn't have the ark built before this financial crisis, the financial ark, whatever the ark is, but build now. Take action now. Become an active force in your own health. Become an active force in your own finances. I'm giving you resources. I have a wealth of, and here, let me share this with you because I wrote this down today. I'm somebody that may have came into your life, came into your feed, you clicked on here. Here's the bottom line, right? And I wrote this down today because I always take time to reflect and I pray, meditate, breathe, all that kind of stuff. And here it is. It's the relationships that I will build my true capital. It's in the relationships that I will build my true capital. So maybe that's why you got on here today. So private community, to wrap up, where are you now? And what do you most need? What do you most need? What do you most need? Stop. What do you most need? Take a moment, breathe. Birds are chirping. For most of you, birds are chirping. Sun is out. It's a brand new day. It's a brand new day just to step into it.